They are celebrating in Bloomington, and they have every reason to do so because they just checked off a major box in their championship season in Indiana, winning in a close one. Every champion, just about every single champion at some point during their season has to win in a close game where it almost felt like they should have lost. It felt like it was almost improbable, and yet they pulled out the victory. Check mark. Indiana just did that today. Let's talk about it next on the College Huddle. You have landed on the mothership here at the College Huddle, 86 independent podcasts from coast to coast covering your favorite college football team, including Indiana, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The Hoosiers come away from Happy Valley, where they had never won previously since Penn State had joined the Big Ten, and they do so in dramatic fashion, winning 27-24 in the last minutes of the football game. A game-winning, dare I say, possible Heisman-winning drive for Mendoza and the Hoosiers, second team in the country, the number 2 team in the country in both the AP poll as well as the college football playoff poll, and a Penn State team who had lost 5 games in a row, playing with a ton of pride, wanting to defend Happy Valley, wanting to win one for their interim head coach, and for these fans who had been through so much there in Pennsylvania. And they gave up one heck of a fight to do it. But in the end, Indiana was able to overcome what perceived to be at the moment a possible upset bid by the Nittany Lions. And Indiana walks away with their 10th win of the season in dramatic fashion. Like I said in the opening, every good college football national championship team at some point will be challenged in the way that Indiana was challenged today. The Hoosiers on the season have done a very good job at basically dismantling their opponents from week to week. They've been in a close game. I don't want it to make it sound like they haven't. They won 20-15 in Iowa City. That was a close game. They won 30-20 in Eugene, Oregon, in what was a close game. But this one felt different. This one felt like they shouldn't have won the football game, and yet they did. And that's kind of the mantra, if you will, or the signature of every good championship team at one point or another during the season. In a championship season, they will pull out a victory from the jaws of defeat. And that's what happened in Happy Valley. Those Nittany Lions had the Hoosiers in their jaws. And unflappable, with all the moxie in the world, and securing his spot, I believe, for New York, Fernando Mendoza leads Indiana on a game-winning drive that was one for the ages. It's one that Indiana fans are going to be talking about for years and years to come. Every time Penn State's on the schedule, every time they have to go to Happy Valley from here on out, that's the highlight you're going to be watching. It's the highlight you're going to be showing your kids and your grandkids for decades to come when you talk about Fernando Mendoza and the game-winning drive and the magical season for Indiana in 2025 in year number 2 of Coach Cignetti's rise to the top. You're going to be talking about that moment in this game. And what an incredible moment and game it was. And it had to happen. See, that's the thing. You needed this. Indiana needed this. You're going to need that belief. You're going to need that confidence. You're going to need that experience to lean on when you get to the postseason. because it's different. It's different in the playoffs. And the teams that you're going to be going up against, especially as you start to march your way through the playoffs, are going to be against teams who have been there and done that before. And you're going to need to lean back on that moment when it looked like you were going to be walking away with an L and you said, not today. We're going to hang a W. We're going to hang a W on that scoreboard. We're going to make you walk back into your home locker room, Penn State, with the L. And you're going to be able to pull from that as a team. It's a character building moment. It's a culture building moment. And for Curt Cignetti and this football team, it's almost like he's kind of like, yeah, been there, done that many times before. Now you all get to experience it too. And now you know what that feels like. And it's just rubbing off on everybody. So, yeah, I would say right now the parties are definitely lit in Bloomington, Indiana. And the vibes around this football team and this program have to feel good. They have to feel good for those who are rooting for the Hoosiers. Looking at the stats for today, Fernando Mendoza was 19 of 30 for 218 yards passing, one passing touchdown, one interception, 6 carries for 20 yards rushing, again, 1 rushing touchdown. And you'll look at that and you'll say to yourself, they're not great stats. They're not Heisman level caliber stats when you're comparing to, say, Julian Sain from Ohio State or the quarterback from Alabama. But none of them have a moment like he just had. That was your Heisman Trophy moment. And whether you take stock in that or not, I think in the mind of many voters, at least the ones who I've talked to in the past or who have been brave enough to interview, a lot of them talk about Heisman Trophy moments. That it's what sticks in the mind of the voters when they go to cast their ballot. They're going to be thinking about that game-winning drive, the great throw with pressure on his face, falling backwards, almost getting sacked, heaving the football in the air, and then the remarkable catch by Omar Cooper Jr. to get his foot down in bounds when it looked like he was going to be pushed and shoved out of bounds. Just an unbelievable athletic catch. Again, this is a moment in time that this program will be able to circle. They'll be able to highlight. They'll be able to put on posters and on billboards, and it's going to be on everybody. It's already on everybody's TikTok page and their Twitter and celebration. All the Indiana fans, look, it's a special moment. And if you're an Indiana fan, man, relish in that. Enjoy that, man. And what I'm saying is big picture here. It's the kind of moment that can lead to bigger things. It absolutely 100% can lead to bigger things down the road. Maybe a Big Ten championship in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium. Maybe even something bigger at this point. At this point, can anybody doubt Curt Cignetti and this team? I know that they're filled with a bunch of 2- and 3-star recruits. That's what everybody talks about. When they're lined up against a roster like Penn State, who had 5-star, 4-star, and 3-star athletes, and you're like, those are the guys who should be dominating a game like this, but they're not. They're not dominating a game like that because they don't have Curt Cignetti leading them. They don't have a Fernando Mendoza to believe in. And boy, did it all came to fruition there at the end of that football game. And so it's the kind of moment when you look back at the season, the year that was, It's the kind of moment that you can say that moment there is the moment that we knew we can beat anybody. Let me know what you thought about that moment down in the comment section below. Is it the greatest moment in Indiana football history? It is in my lifetime. I will absolutely 100% admit that it is the greatest moment in Indiana football history in my lifetime. And is that the kind of moment, in your opinion, that says to you, this is a team of destiny? Sometimes the stars align, folks. It doesn't matter how many recruiting stars are beside the players' names. It doesn't matter if the head coach has been coaching in the Power Five for a decade or longer. None of that stuff matters if it's a team of destiny. Is Indiana a team of destiny? Sure looked like it in Happy Valley today. I gotta admit it. Sure looked like it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Enjoy the rest of your day watching college football. It's why it's the greatest sport on earth, folks. I absolutely love it. Have a great day.